Hi, I'm Andy Lopez, the head coach at the University of Arizona. You're watching College Sports Television, the new home of college baseball.
We welcome you to Goodwin Field. We're on the campus of Cal State Fullerton. And today an elimination game in our first game. It'll be the Arizona Wildcats and the San Diego Toreros. One of them is going home at the end of today. We've got not one, not two, but three. We're going Ernie Banks one better. Let's play three. We got our game here, the elimination game. Then we're going to have in the winner's bracket Notre Dame and the hometown Cal State Fullerton Titans. They both won last night. And then it'll be the winner of game 3 against the loser of game number 4. 3 games right here on College Sports Television today. And at the end of this weekend, and what a weekend it is in college baseball, we started with 64. After today, there'll be 32. After tomorrow, there will be 16. Then we go to the Super Regionals, the best of 3. That's next weekend, and 8 teams wind up in the College World Series. And hello again, everybody. Barry Tompkins, my partner today, Steve Sachs. And Steve, this really is one of those important games, one of those no kidding around games, because for the loser, there is no tomorrow.
Well, thank God you got all this winners and losers bracket thing figured out, because I can't do that. But it is a cold reality for today that half of these teams are going to be going home, and being that these guys have all this youthful exuberance, that's going to be tough to swallow for most of them.
Arizona lost to Notre Dame, a game that really was over before it was over. 7 runs for the Irish in the second inning, and the Wildcats never did get back in it. They got a 5-tool player, though, who really can get them in it.
Boy, Jeff Van Houten is just an outstanding player over there. I'll tell you what, Andy Lopez is looking for this guy to really drive the ball. Now, most notably on this team, he's got guys who can flat out burn up the base pass, but not Van Houten. He's there to drive the ball out of the ballpark.
And both these coaches feel it's very important to get on the board early, score early, jump on the opponent right now. When you look at San Diego, their leadoff hitter is a guy who really can do that. He gets them kick-started.
Boy, Rich Hill really put it into good words. He said, this is a guy here, Mr. Perez, that everybody would like to have around the country. I mean, he's a leadoff guy. He can come in and close games for you. I mean, he's an outstanding influence on the ball club. This is a guy that's very, very highly regarded on this ball club, and they just absolutely love him.
And don't you know, in the end, it could all come down to pitching. The number 2 pitchers for both these teams, each a guy who really can get it done, but on occasion can also not get it done. Going to be important for the pitchers. Sean Ryerson and Aaron Wilson will get the starts for their respective teams. We're coming back on College Sports Television. Welcome back. College baseball on College Sports Television is brought to you by Coca-Cola. Let's make it real. First game of a triple dip. Barry Tompkins, Steve Sachs alongside. We're at Goodwin Field in Fullerton. Boy, what a day for baseball. This is what they just write about, isn't it?
I want to come back and play.
18 years, you haven't had enough, huh? Here's how Arizona will come to bat. They'll be the visitors today. Terrence Taylor did not play yesterday. He'll be the DH, and leading off, Moises Duran, the second baseman, will hit the number 2 spot. Brad Boyer in the number 5 spot. Those 3 guys at the top of the order, incidentally, all have the green light to run. Brian Anderson, the center fielder, hits 4. Jeff Van Houten, about whom we spoke, the right fielder, will bat 5th. Pat Riley made some defensive gems yesterday at first base. He'll hit 6th. Richard McCardo, the catcher today, he'll hit the number 7 spot. Derek Decatur, freshman left fielder, will hit 8, and John Hardy, the shortstop, will bat number 6. Aaron Wilson is being called upon to do what he did in the West Coast Conference Championship game, and that is pitch a complete game shutout. Not an overpowering guy, Wilson. Has to spot his pitches, must keep the ball down.
I'll tell you what, Barry, you can just see from where he delivers the ball from, this guy is going to be murder on right-handed hitters with that low release point.
That's hit the second base, easy chance for Duran, or rather for Ortega, and he throws him out. One away. Defensively for San Diego.
All right, let's go around the horn. At catcher, we got Mr. Dobek, Zach Dobek behind the plate. Lucas Wennerson is at first base. Jose Ortega at second. Ben Quinto is a shortstop. Freddie Sandoval over at third. Josh Hansen and Tony Perez, the man that we featured in the pregame, is in center field. And Joey Prass is out there in right.
Batter now, Moises Duran. And Moises has some pop. He's not a very big guy, but he can stroke it. 15 home runs during the regular season. Big breaking pitch. It's there for a strike. 1-1.
Barry, with his height and that low delivery, I can tell you what, that this is going to create a nightmarish situation for the right-handers. And there's a good example of that slow breaking ball to get you out on your front foot.
Well, as you said, he's not an overpowering pitcher, Wilson. He gets it up there 82, 83. He'll get it up as high as 89 on occasion if the adrenaline really gets going. But he's got a spot, both his changeup and the pitch they call a slurve, which really is his out pitch.
Slurve, frisbee, whatever you want to call that.
Yeah. I know it's ugly looking if you're a hitter.
That's right. I think the key for the hitters, especially on this tall right-hander that has that low delivery, you really got to pick it up as soon as you can. You want to see the ball out of his hand immediately and just try to hit the ball where it's pitched and not do too much with it.
1-2 pitch to Duran, got it. That was a heck of a pitch.
Spotted it. You know, with a guy like him that doesn't throw that hard, he's going to have to be precise on his location. You can see him setting up on the outside corner, and bam. You can see he's just off the plate, too. Catcher sets just off the plate, but he hits it right in the center of the body, and it's good night.
Got that little backdoor move on it, too.
It did. Tails back into that left-handed situation.
Brad Boyer now. And a first pitch strike. So early on, Wilson getting ahead of all the Arizona hitters.
And talking about how it could tail back into that left-handed situation is if he leaves that ball on the outside part of the plate, that's going to be room service for the left-handed hitters, but not the right-handers.
Off-speed pitch again, and Boyer was right through it. What a confidence-building first inning so far for Aaron Wilson. That ball's driven to right field, playable for Prast. He's there, makes the catch in a 1-2-3 inning for the San Diego Toreros and Aaron Wilson. End of a half inning. San Diego coming to bat on College Sports Television. Welcome back. San Diego coming to bat now, and we'll see if Sean Ryerson can do what his pitching counterpart Aaron Wilson did in the first. Tony Perez will lead it off, and he's a guy, as we said, gets on base just about half the time. Joey Prast, the right fielder, hits 2. Freddie Sandoval had a home run last night. Third baseman will bat in the 3-hole. Josh Hansen will be the cleanup hitter. Zach Dobek, the catcher, will hit 5. Lucas Wennerston, the first baseman, will hit in the number 6 spot. Jose Ortega will play second. He'll hit 7. Mike Oseguera, the designated hitter today, will hit 8. And Ben Quinto, the shortstop, will bat 9th. Sean Ryerson, 9 up and 2 down, an enviable record, 5.27. Don't let ERAs in college baseball scare you. They're going to be high.
Well, with aluminum bats, of course, Barry, they're going to be a little bit higher. And, of course, the inexperience factor of these young guys. I mean, you think about they've only been on the planet 18 to 20 years. But, you know, this guy's got a nice fluid motion. He looks like he could be a prospect in the future.
Ryerson, a junior out of Chaparral, defensively for Arizona.
All right, we start out at Pat Riley at first base, Moises Duran at second base, John Hardy is the shortstop, Brad Boyer at third, Derek Decatur is going to be out in left field, Brian Anderson in center, the big power hitter Jeff Van Houten is going to be in right field, Richard Mercado behind the plate, and the man we've been talking about, Sean Ryerson on the hill.
Facing Tony Perez, and very important in our conversation with Rich Hill, he says, to get Tony Perez on early. He can do a lot of damage. San Diego sort of kind of the little engine that could of college baseball. A lot of little guys. You won't find too many 6-footers. They're overachievers, scrappy.
Love it. Love it. Love that type of player. Rich Hill talked about that continuously, that his team knows that they're maybe not as matched up physically as other clubs, but they work on fundamentals. They work on taking the extra base. There are no slumping problems as far as hustling goes. So, you know, this is a team that goes out and gives it all.
Andy Lopez, actually one of Rich Hill's mentors. They're very good friends. Lopez was coaching at Pepperdine when Rich Hill was at Pacific Lutheran, California Lutheran, and used to come up there and speak to his kids. Helped him out when Rich was a young coach. Bouncing ball up the middle. Into center field, a base hit for Perez.
And that's typical Tony Perez. He works the count as much as he can, gets a little bit out of the pitcher, and by doing this also, he's going to give his teammates a little bit about what's going on in the pitcher's mind. You see this ball right here, right back up the middle, not trying to do too much with it, and with this hard infield, that ball is going to get through into center field. Great at bat.
So Perez really a threat to steal. He gives you all kinds of problems. There's a look at Rich Hill. In his 5th year at San Diego, he's been a winner everywhere he's been. Won 83% of his games his last 3 years at California Lutheran. He won 34 games in 1 year when he was at the University of San Francisco, and that is unheard of up there. And a good guy.
Great guy. And talking to him before the game, the element of passion always came into his vocabulary. Talking about that from his players, himself. He exudes passion for the game, and that really goes a long way, especially with these very impressionable college players.
Joey Prass, the batter. And that's hit into right field. That's going to be a problem. That could get all the way to the wall. Perez around second, on his way to third. He's going to come around. Perez will be held at third, and pulling into second is Prass with a double.
Well, you talk about the little engine that could, and that's a perfect way to hit the baseball. Outside part of the plate, and I'll tell you what, he just stuck that bat out there and met it perfectly. Look at him right here. He doesn't try to overswing. Just gets a good solid cut on the ball, slicing towards the right field corner, and that's an easy double, and they're in a great situation now.
Yeah, and a good job to hold Perez. Perez might have been able to score, but with nobody out, runners at second and third, why take the chance?
Absolutely. Give your third hitter in the hole now a chance to really drive this ball. What you want to do in this situation here is at least you got to get a ground ball to the right side. That's going to bring the runner in and set you up with a fly ball situation with the runner on second base, who will then be on third. So you want to make good contact and at least get the ball on the ground to the right side.
Freddie Sandoval, the batter, off-speed pitch is in for a strike.
And you can see what he did there, Barry. He's setting up on the outside part of the plate, trying not to let him pull that ball.
Sandoval did get around on one last night. He had a home run off the foul pole in right field. Accounted for the only run for San Diego in what was a very good game, actually, against Cal State Fullerton. I thought they really played very well against the Titans.
Well, that looks like a long way out there, Barry.
It does, doesn't it? Interesting, too, Steve. The ball has a tendency here to carry in the alleys, and it dies in center field.
Well, they all look like a long distance. I hadn't played in a while, and that looked like a long way. I think it's interesting what Andy Lopez is doing, just not giving in this situation right here. He's not going to let him pull the ball on the right side of the infield if he can possibly help it. The first two pitches were fastballs way away on the outside part of the plate.
And the 1-1 pitch from Ryerson. Again, a little off speed. Right back to Ryerson. He holds the runner, throws to first. Well played by Sean Ryerson.
That's a great job by Ryerson. You know what? With an aluminum bat, we got a jam shot. Barry, we got our first jam shot of the day.
That's right. We were talking about that earlier. I mean, it is tough playing pitcher, third base, even first base.
It is, and you can see right here, he gets on his inside, or in his kitchen, as they say in baseball terms. The first two pitches, remember, on the outside part of the plate, jams him on the inside and prevents that run from scoring. That is great strategy for Andy Lopez.
So one gone, runners at second and third. Perez at third base. Joey Prass with a double into the right field corner at second, and Josh Hansen, the batter. Hansen, big-time hitter.
Boy, Hansen is that kind of guy that can really move the ball deep in the outfield. This is the kind of guy that's the meat and potatoes, I guess you could say, for your ball club. You're counting on him to get the big hits, to hit the ball out of the ballpark, and mostly to drive and run. So we'll see what he does in this situation.
Rich Hill said he has carried this team in the last 11 games. Remember, they won 9 of the last 11.
Right, and I believe he started the season a bit on a downer, but has really come back the second half of the year, as you said, to carry this ball club. And this is an ideal situation for him now.
Playing really before the home folk, even though this is a road game for San Diego. He was raised in Irvine here in Orange County, went to Mater Dei High School, great athletic programs there.
Absolutely, perfect. Perfect
that
situation.
Ball's hit hard and caught at second base, and it's going to be a double play. That looked for all the world like it was headed for the gap, and there to make the play with the leaping catcher is Moises Duran, and the inning is over just like that. Watch the play by Duran. Had to go high to get it. Looked like that ball was headed for the gap. Unfortunately, Joey Prass thought so too. Double play, end of one on College Sports Television. Welcome back. Barry Tompkins, Steve Sachs. Scoreless game after one as the Wildcats come to bat. You know, CSTV continues to bring you exciting baseball action right through the summer. We're going to have coverage of the Cape Cod League. It's really a fun league. A lot of the college players, the best in America, have a chance to go up there, play with wood bats. Some of the great players in the major leagues right now cut their teeth in the Cape Cod League. Jeff Bagwell, Barry Zito, Nomar Garcia-Parra. The Cape Cod League, the stars of tomorrow shine tonight. Every Monday and Friday, starting on June 16th, right here on College Sports Television. Find out how you can get College Sports Television. All you have to do is log on to CSTV.com.
Love that Cape Cod League.
Oh, it's great, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I've had a chance to do a couple games up there. It's really fun.
Barry, they start separating them up there. You know, they use wood bats. A lot different for these players that have never had a wood bat in their hand before.
And it's a great barometer for them to play against the best college players ostensibly in America. I think Cape Cod League and the Alaska League in the summer, probably the two premier leagues for college players.
I would say so.
Brian Anderson, the batter now, and he quickly falls behind Aaron Wilson, who's gotten out ahead of every hitter. Bouncing ball to second base. Easy chance for Ortega. Gets it over to Winterston. First out.
Tell you what, Brian Anderson moves pretty well on down the line. He didn't take that for granted at all.
So Jeff Van Houten will be the batter now. All Van Houten did this year was hit .416.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. Nothing much. You know, you look at Van Houten's stature. He's not a great big guy.
No.
But boy, he can swing the bat. He's got quick hands, and he's got very little movement. It's kind of like you can make the analogy of a gun that has a lot of moving parts. There's times this gun's going to jam up, and it's going to be in default. But a hitter that has a lot of his movement limited, they got less chance for error. And you can see right there how little of movement that he has at the plate. Just a beautiful swing for a double.
Sure was.
Outstanding.
Perez cut it off before it got to the wall, but not in time to force Van Houten to turn back to first base. So a one-out double, first hit of the ball game.
Check his movement at the plate. All he does, the hands go back. When the foot goes forward, he just drives that ball into right field. You don't have to be a great big guy to play baseball. That's a wonderful thing about this. You know, the NBA, you got to be able to dunk, and pro football, you got to be a big guy, not in baseball. And Van Houten certainly proves that.
So Pat Riley, the hitter now, with a runner in scoring position. Wildcats will give you fits on the base paths. Quick toss to second base, and Van Houten is not back in time. What a move by Wilson.
Outstanding play right there. That's called a daylight play. That's called a daylight play. You see the shortstop right here throws his hand out or his glove out. That means daylight enables you to throw the ball down to second base. Here's a better look at it. See the glove come out right there. Bang, got him at second base. Great play.
Perfect throw, too. That's a tough chance for Ortega. That ball must have had some kind of side spin on it because Ortega was in front of it and it bounced to the side.
That's what you call the magic bullet theory.
Yeah.
That ball was coming straight up to his letters and just shot out the other way. And sometimes as infield, we take that for granted, but tough play.
Here's that pickoff move again, Steve.
You can see right here that he just had the daylight timed perfectly right there, and Van Houten as a runner has got to keep his eye on the pitcher. Forget what the infielder's doing. Keep your eye on the pitcher and get back to the bag.
He absolutely threw that ball in the only place that he could have gotten the put out, though.
Exactly. He doesn't throw it at the runner or at the infielder coming in. He just throws it over that side of the bag, and you can't do any better than that.
Well, how about this? Number 1 seed Georgia Tech is out. Lost yesterday to Stetson, lost today to the 3 seed East Carolina. Goodbye, Tech. There were a lot of surprises in yesterday's first round action.
Well, I'll tell you what, that Aaron Wilson's got a good pickoff.
Pretty good, huh?
He throws with some zip over there to first base, too, and that's going to keep those base runners honest. Obviously, he knows that this club has stolen 142 bases this year, 78% clip. I believe they run over 180 times. So he's got to be very wary of what's going on in the base paths.
Everybody could run. So Georgia Tech, the number 3 seed in America, gone in the first 2 games. I mean, out here on the West Coast, it's only 1 o'clock, and they're the first team out. Hard hit ball, right field, base hit. Riley comes around second. He'll go into third, making the turn at first, and holding on with the base hit is Mercado.
You know, this club is doing everything it can against a tough pitcher like this. And the reason maybe he doesn't have the great numbers and all that, but you can see that his delivery is very, very tough to handle. When the ball's on the outside part of the plate, they're not trying to pull him. They're not trying to hit home runs. They're just hitting the ball the other way, and that's textbook hitting.
So now Derek Decatur with the runners at the corners. See if they send Mercado here.
No delay.
First pitch from Wilson. This is low. Pickoff looking bigger right now, isn't it?
Boy, isn't it, though? That can get you out of so many jams. That's why in spring training and when these guys come into college, they work on that relentlessly, on that daylight timing play to try to get as many of these, in the can. So when you come in game situation, that you can possibly pick somebody off, and this could really help them at the end of this inning.
That's one of the things that's really impressed me about all 4 teams in this particular region is that every one of them is fundamentally sound. Says something about the coaching, also says something about the athletes.
It sure does. And, you know, if you look at the Arizona club especially, they're not a team that's loaded with pitching depth. I mean, they score a lot of runs. Their pitchers aren't going to go out there and throw no-hitters all the time. So what they have to do, they have to be especially sound on the fundamental aspect of the game, and they really are.
2-0 count now to Derek Decatur, and the 2-0 pitch is an off-speed pitch right down the middle of the plate, but high.
That ball looked like a yo-yo coming in.
Didn't it, though? And the 3-0 in for strike. Wilson, as we said, is not going to overpower you. Teammates call him Maddox. It's high praise.
Well, you know, there's something about speed and there's something about movement, and movement is just as important as speed. And I'll tell you what, if he throws like that, he'll go to the Hall of Fame, because that's some good movement, and it's low in the zone, and 9 times out of 10 you're going to get yourself a ground ball, and that's just what he needs right now to finish this inning.
So now the count goes full. After falling behind 3-0, Wilson has battled back. Decatur waits for the 3-2 pitch. Took something off, hit the second base. Ortega with a big hop over to Wennerson, and the side is retired. And that pickoff now looking bigger and bigger as that got the first out after a second batter double by Van Houten. We're coming back. Scoreless game, bottom second. Well, both teams making a little bit of noise, but neither are able to put any runs on the board. We go to the bottom half of the second inning between Arizona and San Diego. It's interesting, we mentioned earlier the relationship between Rich Hill and Andy Lopez, two coaches really with mutual admiration society.
Just what, you know, I've known Rich Hill over the years when I coached him at Pepperdine. Very sound, fundamental team, a very inside game type of team. In other words, a lot of small game, a lot of sacrifice, drag, push, hit and run. Very similar to Fullerton, quite candidly. So, you know, again, you have to play good defense against San Diego.
So far, both teams have played pretty good defense. That's a hard hit ball, but foul by Zach Dobek, the catcher. Leading off the San Diego second, scoreless game. Dobek, as you see, local product. Played his high school ball in the Avocado League. I've always liked that.
That's better than the Carrot League, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Kind of like that Avocado League.
It's the pits. You got to go for cheap gags sometimes.
It's good, Barry.
Cheap. Off-speed pitch, hitting a hole to right field. Stayed with that nicely.
Well, Sean Ryerson, that's if there's a problem that he has, is getting that off-speed pitch up in the strike zone. And Andy Lopez said that before the game. If you recall, he said he's got to be low in the strike zone. He's got to get the changeup over to his off-speed stuff down in the zone. And when he gets the ball up, he has problems.
Hey, make sure to log on to CSTV.com for fan interactions, TV schedule, the latest news in the world of college sports at CSTV.com. Find out how you can get college sports television. Log on to CSTV.com. Lucas Wennerson will be the batter now. This is not a small guy.
Lucas is big. I think he could go bear hunt with a switch. 6'6", 250. Oof.
First pitch strike from Ryerson. He's a big lad.
He is an imposing figure, that is for sure. I was standing next to him before the game in our pregame, and I thought, this guy looks like a lumberjack out there. I mean, he is a flat-out big guy.
Only had 3 home runs this year, though. Batted .303, had 43 RBIs. And the 0-1 pitch from Ryerson just missed.
You talk about movement on the ball. Ryerson's got that as well, especially when the ball's down. As Andy Lopez had said, when the ball's down, it moves. It's much better. When the ball gets up, Barry, it has a tendency to flatten out a bit, and the hitter can see it much better. So you want to keep that ball down from about the thigh to the kneecap, obviously, is the best spot.
Dobek at first base with a leadoff single. We're at the bottom of the second inning. Scoreless game. Quick toss to first base. Dobek dives back.
And he's thinking, let me see if I can get a guy picked off here.
Yeah.
Huh?
Both these teams have to respect the speed of the other. Winston has a little of Mark McGuire look, doesn't he? Just the way he stands.
He does.
I'm not trying to make a comparison, mind you.
I was just thinking Jason Giambi with that 25 on his back.
Yeah.
Although Jason Giambi's a little shorter than him. Not quite the same stature, but boy, with an aluminum bat in his hand, too, that's scary.
Yeah, it is. 2-1 to count to Wennersten. And the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Big swing. Ryerson kept that ball down. Ryerson, a guy who, according to Andy Lopez, just does not have a big margin of error. He has to spot the ball.
Yeah, he's not a guy that's going to make a big living in his career by making a lot of mistakes. Some guys, they throw so hard they can make several mistakes and get away with it. Ryerson's got to rely on pinpoint control of movement for him to be successful.
Breaking ball, and he fisted him. Handled at third base and almost throwing it away that time was Boyer, but he got the force.
Yeah, a situation like that, you just want to make sure that you get one. If you get lucky and get a great throw from the third baseman, you can come across that bag and maybe fire it over to first base for two, but you just got to get one in that situation.
Well, College Sports Television wants to welcome those of you watching CSTV's coverage of the NCAA Baseball Round of 64 on Comcast in Tucson, Arizona. Comcast you can find, of course, on Channel 26. Larry Tompkins, Steve Sachs, we're at Goodwin Field here on the Cal State Fullerton campus. Just the kind of day that they write books about for baseball.
Boy, it is beautiful out here.
Shirt sleeve crowd.
What you don't want is the same ball hit to third base with Winterston coming down to second.
No, that's right. Absolutely not.
There might be a crater down there when he slides.
You would take out Brazil. Jose Ortega is the batter now, the second baseman. Ortega, another one of those little guys, but little guys that produced big.
I like Ortega. I like him in the center there with Ben Quinto. Now, they've been a big reason why that this team has played pretty good defense, or has really stressed the fundamentals. That middle keystone combination is so important. Anywhere for that matter when you're talking about the center of the field. You know, center field, second base, and shortstop, and obviously the catcher.
Ortega, another local guys from Riverside, California, which is just up the road from where we are in Fullerton. A lot of pretty good players came out of Riverside, California.
You betcha.
Dusty Baker.
Dusty Baker. Although Dusty Baker grew up most of the time in Sacramento.
Yes, he did.
I got to be proud of that since I grew up in Sacramento.
Yes, he did.
But Dusty is from Bakersfield originally. And boy, this is just a hotbed down here in Southern California, Barry. So many great athletes come from this area.
We can play all year round. That's a big factor, I think.
You betcha.
Bouncing ball to short. Handled on a short hop to second for one. To first, double play, and a good one.
I'll tell you what. That's the way you turn it right there. He took a chance coming in there by scooping that, but what a great job on turning that double play.
Well, Andy Lopez said his team had to play defense. Guess what? 2 innings, 2 double plays. We welcome you back. Scoreless ball game going to the top half of the third inning. Bottom of the order for Arizona. John Hardy, who just made that play at shortstop, and a good one. We'll show you that in just a moment. He'll lead it off against Aaron Wilson. Wilson gets that first pitch strike. Boy, as an old infielder, this got to make you proud.
Oh, this is beautiful. You know, John Hardy really took a chance here. He didn't get in front of the ball. He kind of laid it on the side, gave a perfect feed over to Duran at second base, and there's your double play.
Boy, bouncing ball to Wennersten, who had him played perfectly. Wennersten was playing probably 15 feet off the bag and made the play. Just hit it right to him.
I'll tell you, going back to that double play, Barry, you have to have tremendous hands to get around that ball and kind of flick your glove out there at the last second and take that short hop off that hard dirt. That was just a great double play.
Top of the order now, and Terrence Taylor, the batter. Taylor playing for the first time, a transfer from College of Marin. Did his high school baseball at Encinal High School in Oakland.
Tell you what, he knows what to do with the stick. 371.
Ball and 1 strike. Aaron Wilson very relaxed out there. It was interesting talking to Rich Hill. He said this guy could pitch in Yankee Stadium. Nothing affects him.
These are the kind of guys here that you don't like to face. They're scrappy, they're left-handed, they can run, they can bunt, they create havoc on the base paths, and they're just like little gnats. You know, you just want to get them out of there.
This is a guy who can run, too. You don't want to put him on the bases. He had 57 stolen bases at College of Marin last year.
And he's working. You see he had a 3-1 pitch right there. He had a pitch right down the center of the plate. What did he do? He took it. Because he's going to work him. He's going to try to work the walk. If he comes in with a fastball.
Weakly hit ground ball that will bounce foul.
If he comes in with another fastball, that's a good pitch. He'll try to drive it. But that's got to be a great confidence builder. If you're Andy Lopez, you have a guy here at the top of the order that'll work the count, that'll put pressure on the defense. I mean, you got to love this kind of guy.
So again, a full count. First time that Aaron Wilson has gone to a full count. And the 3-2 pitch hit the second base. Ortega charges, handles to Wennersten. 2 gone. Well, mark your calendars because it's the best of track and field on June 28th. CSTV presents really one of the great events in NCAA Division I. It's the men's and women's track and field championships in Sacramento, as a matter of fact.
Love it.
Find out how you can get college sports television. Log on to CSTV.com. It is a great event.
It is.
And a great
indeed.
track. It's where they have the Olympic trials.
You betcha. Great turnout they have there in Sac as well.
Sacramento, really good sports town.
Oh, I love it there. It's such a great place. And how about those Sacramento Kings? Boy, I'll tell you what, if Weber wouldn't have got hurt.
Yeah. A lot of wouldas, couldas, and shouldas this year.
Talk about that team with depth. Boy, their bench was as good as some starting teams.
Great fan support also. Wilson working on Moises Duran. Falls behind 2-1. Got to be careful with Duran. As we said, he's not a big guy, but he does have some pop. 15 home runs this year.
You know, I like Wilson. He's working fast, too. And that's going to keep your infield alive. Not a lot of standing around, looking in the stands and checking out the different kind of birds here and there. He's out there working fast, keeping everybody on their toes.
Is that a metaphor?
I meant there's a lot of trees around here. Come on, Barry. And right there, you see the movement as we talked about on that fastball. Boy, that is a nasty pitch he's got. He doesn't throw it hard, but he's got great movement.
3-2 pitch again, took something off. What a thing of beauty that was. Gets Duran for the second time. He's out of the inning, a 1-2-3 inning, and Wilson really getting it done for San Diego, as his coach Rich Hill hoped he would. You're watching college baseball, the regionals on College Sports Television. Hey, we're just up the road from the happiest place on earth. That's the Autopia at Disneyland. That's the way the freeways should be here, I think. And in the background, the Matterhorn. Small world, isn't it?
You got to put everybody on rails here in the freeways.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That would kill local television. They couldn't do all those police chases.
That's right. What would they do at news?
Absolutely. Helicopters would
They
be
might
out
have
of
to
business.
report something good.
Mike Oseguera to lead it off for San Diego, and he was trying to take one for the old team right there, but couldn't get hit by it. One ball, one strike.
I'm just anxious to see somebody hit that glove in right center.
There's a going with the pitch, hits it into left field. Good piece of hitting by Oseguera. For the third inning in a row, San Diego has a leadoff man on.
What's amazing to me is these guys with these aluminum bats and the fact that these pitchers don't throw real hard. They're not trying to pull them. They're going the other way. And you know, I really got to say that the coaching staffs, especially the managers, are really, you know, like two peas in a pod. We talked about that before the game. They've really trained these guys. I'm very impressed with that.
Yeah, as we've said, both these teams, and in fact all 4 teams in this tournament, fundamentally sound. Ben Quinto showed bunt and pulled back the old butcher boy.
Well, you know, in pro sports, and in the minor leagues especially, you see guys trying to jack that ball because now they want to make some money. And in college sports, that's not going to happen. Pro sports, they got to put up numbers.
It's third baseman Boyer playing way in on Ortega, or rather on Quinto.
Boy, they can play cards. I mean, he is right on his hip pocket.
Takes some nerve, I'll tell you that.
You look for a hit and run on this pitch.
Ortega shows bunt, pulls back, takes the pitch for a strike.
Now what do I know?
Both these coaches, though, are aggressive, and you could look for things like that.
Yeah, and in this situation too, you got to be wary of the pitch out. You know, he's very much ahead in the count. Ryerson is, but you know, sometimes these guys at first base, when they're leading off, they peek in there at the catcher, and they can see if there's a pitch out or not. If it's not, it's probably an off-speed pitch. Good time to run.
Segura sneaking off first base, and a 1-2 pitch to Ortega is outside. Did not go.
And there's your off-speed pitch right there. I mean, guys that can steal, they'll take advantage of that situation.
South Alabama playing Florida State well early on. West Carolina eliminates Lemoyne. Peps ahead of Minnesota, 4 seed, leading 2. Just misses. UNLV, they can score runs. UNLV scored 11 last night and lost. It's a good baseball team. I had a chance to see them earlier in the year. You know who plays for them? Fernando Valenzuela's son.
Is that right?
That is right. And he's a heck of a player. First baseman.
Fernando's son. So let's see. What does that make Fernando?
That makes you feel old.
Yes, it does.
There's a ground ball to shortstop. Could be 2. The second 1 to first. Double play. Our orchestra jumped in there a little bit early. The CSTV orchestra under the direction of Mark Shaw.
It's all right, little entertainment. You see John Hardy gets around this ball in perfect time right here. Much different from the other one that he made just last inning. You can see right here, this ball's hit right in front of him. He surrounds the ball and gives a perfect feed with something on it at second base, and then they turn it over. Much different from the last one, but same result. So important to have quick feet as an infielder, and especially a middle infielder, Barry. People talk about these guys having great hands and how smooth they are. You know what? That starts all with the feet. You see, all great infielders have great footwork, just like a boxer. A boxer with great, great jab and a great right hand. It starts with the feet. Everything starts downstairs.
Absolutely. Well, that's true of offensive linemen in football too.
Oh, yeah.
Tony Perez, the leadoff hitter now, but with nobody on. Right back up the middle. Look out. 2 for 2 for Perez.
And Tony Perez likes the center of the field, and if you do a graph in baseball, you can see that that's where the majority of the hits go. Percentages are, if you hit the ball up the middle, the least amount of people are there. There's only one, basically the pitcher. You're going to get a base hit. You can see him right here, drive that ball right through the center, not trying to pull it because he's not a big guy. Great piece of hitting.
So now it'll be Joey Prask with 2 outs, 3 double plays in the first 3 innings for Arizona. And again, we talked about Andy Lopez's philosophy. Great defense. That's what he needs, he says, in this game, and he's gotten it. They'll keep a very close eye on Perez at first base here.
Yeah, you don't know what Perez is going to do. I mean, he's going to come in and probably close the game if they're in that position. He's going to steal a base. He's going to get a hit. Does he do the laundry and bring in the,
probably does.
And the food too?
Drive the bus.
Wow.
Little defensive swing there, handled at first base, and getting over very quickly was Ryerson to make the play. Good play by Riley and Ryerson. At the end of 3, we are in a scoreless ball game. You're watching the College Baseball Regionals on College Sports Television. Scoreless game. We go to the top of the 4th inning. Here's an idea for you. You want to be a sportscaster? CSTV wants you. We want passion. We want moxie. We want those of you who are tired of saying fries with that burger. We want deep knowledge. CSTV will hold walk-on tryouts for on-air talent. This is for real. Wednesday, July 23rd. We begin at 9 a.m. Eastern Time in our New York City studios at Chelsea Pier. The winner of this open audition will secure a guest spot on our team and possibly an ongoing position on College Sports Television. What an opportunity. Now, this is reality television that really is real.
Try to sign up for that.
You're here. You don't need it.
How about that bunt by Brad Boyer? Tell you what, he just drugged that down the first base line. That was a beautiful job. He can obviously fly.
There's a well-hit ball to left field, but it looks like it's going to stay down. Now on his bike is Hansen, and he gets there right in front of the warning track. That ball, as we said, in the alleys, the ball has a tendency to carry.
It sure does. Let's check out this bunt right here. I mean, I was really impressed with Boyer the way he got down the line. You can see right here, he just drags it with him. Stays on the right side of the line, so there's not a problem. Well, most of the time he did anyway. But I was impressed watching him run on the bases before the game in practice. This guy can really fly.
He has the green light to go, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised in this situation to see him go. Hit and run, another possibility. Jeff Van Houten, the guy who can get his bat on the ball. Wilson's already picked one runner off. Quick toss to first. Wilson, pretty good move.
Does indeed. Brad Boyer's got 25 stolen bases in 31 attempts, so he's no stranger to picking him up and putting him down to second base.
Edging off the bag a little further this time. He's not going. The pitch is high to Van Houten, ball one.
See Boyer right here. He's got an excellent lead off at first base. And
got him again! How do you like that? Two pickoffs.
He had too good a lead at first base, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. That was his problem.
You know, Wilson timed that perfectly. Boyer was still getting his secondary. Well, he was still getting his lead off of first base and edging towards second. And Wilson caught him right in between and nailed him at first.
So instead of 1 out and 1 on, there were 2 outs, nobody on for Van Houten, and a 2-0 count. That's 2 excellent moves by Wilson.
You see Wilson, he throws the ball, he catches it, and he's looking for the sign.
Yeah, I like that.
Quick worker.
And you made a good point, too. I'm sure his infielders appreciate that as much as you and I do.
You can check the pickoff right here. You can see Boyer, check it out. He was still shuffling his feet towards second base. He might have got in there right there. But nonetheless, it was too close to take a chance like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. If it's that close, you got to give it to him.
All right.
Unless, of course, you're playing for Arizona.
Well, that's right. That's true. I don't have a vested interest here. I don't care who wins. 3-2 pitch from Wilson. Rings him up. So once again, the pickoff move does its job for San Diego. It's been double plays that have done the job for Arizona. Defensive battle. Bottom 4 coming up. Welcome back. Scoreless game as we go to the bottom of the 4th, and it has been a very well-played game. Well pitched and certainly well defended. Each team has threatened. We're going to be with you for a long, long Saturday afternoon here on College Sports Television. This is only our first game. We're going 3 today. Notre Dame and Cal State Fullerton in the winner's bracket. Randy Rosenblum and the coach, Jerry Kindle, will bring you that one. We get underway roughly 7 o'clock Eastern time. And then we'll be back, Steve and I, in the loser's bracket tonight for even more college baseball. All day long.
All day long.
And into the evening.
Freddie Sandoval is probably thinking, just give me something in my area here. Let me jack this. Let me get this started here.
That just dropped away from him right there. Nice pitch from Ryerson. Ryerson quickly at 0-2. Ryerson is a guy that once he gets through 3 innings, he's very likely to give you 6 or 7.
Well, he's sporting that 9-2 record, and his ERA really doesn't reflect the type of pitcher he is, especially in college ball. I mean, come on, let's be honest. It's a little probably easier to score runs at the college level. So, you know, the defense probably isn't quite as good. You know, they got the aluminum bats, and I know we'll maybe harp on that aluminum bat theory all day long, but still, the guy's 9-2, so he does throw strikes, and he challenges people.
Yeah, I mean, he can't saw anybody off in a college game. That was a great pitch right there. Just disappeared. So the pitcher doesn't have the real edge that certainly in a professional game they have.
Check out this pitch by Ryerson right here. You see that ball dip down and in to Sandoval. That was a nice little tight slider he threw right there. And if you're out there just a hair too soon as a hitter, a little bit too early, that slider will fool you every time.
Josh Hansen, the batter, now hit it on the nose his last time, but Duran a leaping catch and turned it into a double play. Hansen, good hitter. Off speed, hit the third base. Boyer handles it. Across the diamond. 2 gone. Well, you can saddle up and get ready for the College Championship Rodeos. I don't know, I read these promos, I start talking like the cowboy. Coming up this summer on College Sports Television, find out how you can get College Sports Television. Log on to CSTV.com. I've had a chance to do some rodeo. I'll tell you what, those guys are tough.
Wow. I'm not going to go against no 3,000-pound animal with horns sticking out and grab them and try to wrestle them down.
No, thank you.
They're nuts.
No, not going to be doing that.
I grew up on a farm, Barry, but we had rules.
Yeah.
You don't grab the bull.
That's exactly right. You don't spike them. You don't do anything that's going to make them angry. You don't even look at them.
You just feed them and run.
Exactly. I did a rodeo. Did a couple of years of rodeo, actually, and we had a person in the back who did interviews for us, and bull tossed one of the cowboys. We said, let's check up on him now. Here's our person back in the chutes, and line drive, base hit. That's a fair ball. Finish the story in a minute. Hansen's going to dig it out for at least 2. And he will be into second base with a stand-up double. I said Hansen, Dobek. Anyway, this guy got thrown off the bull. The bull kicked him. Clowns had to get him out of there. We go back. Let's check on the condition of this guy. She says, well, he's got a broken cheek and a broken nose, and he might have put his shoulder out, but he'll be back later in the day. So, are you kidding me? You know, that's the DL in any other sport.
He's doing fine.
Yeah, he's fine. He can walk. Well, Dobek really stroked that ball just inside the bag. So runner in scoring position again for Winterston.
Well, you can see an influence on this ball club. Really a common denominator as far as these guys, the hitters go, as far as their approach goes. I mean, not a lot of movement at the plate. You know, back when I came in the league, when I came in, I guess out of high school in '78, there was guys taking big strides and they're lunging at the ball. And you see now that they're very almost stationary at the plate, let their hands work.
Went with that pitch pretty well, but he hit it right to Decatur, and the inning is over. So we remain scoreless as we move along to the top half of the 5th inning. Arizona and San Diego in an elimination game in Fullerton. We move along to the top half of the 5th inning of a scoreless game. Each team has had its opportunities with great defensive plays all around. Arizona, no strangers to the dance. They not only got to the College World Series in '86, they won it. Right here, Arizona 10 and Florida State 2. Jerry Kindle will be doing the second game. The coach of that team, 3 national championships for Jerry. There he is right there. He looks exactly the same. He's turned around and looked at him. He has. Still looks great. 76, 1980, 1986, 3-time national champions, 3-time runners-up. Pat Riley showed bunt, took the pitch for a ball. Both these pitchers really getting the job done. Aaron Wilson for the Toreros, Sean Ryerson for the Wildcats. Bouncing ball to second base. Ortega, easy chance to Winterston. 1 out.
Well, Aaron Wilson, if you look at the gun, as far as how fast he's throwing, you think, you know, we can probably get to this guy. You get up there and the ball's dipsy, do this, go over here, come on over here, and slide this way. And boy, he's tough to hit. I'm really impressed with his movement on all of his pitches for that matter.
Have not been a lot of balls hit in the air. Just 2 outfield putouts, and there's a base hit right up the middle for Mercado. Second hit that he's had today.
See what happens?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Say something nice about the pitcher, boom.
Only 2 outfield putouts for San Diego, and only 1 outfield putout for Arizona. So 1-out single for Mercado, and here's Derek Decatur.
And Rich Hill is really getting what he wants from his pitcher. He wants him to keep that ball down, let his infield work for him. The guys in the center of the field can really do the job, and so that's what their perspective is going to be as far as Aaron's going. Get him to keep the ball down and let the infield work for him.
And he did that. Fastball strike. Gets him out ahead of Decatur. Decatur bounced to Ortega at second his first time. Hit to Ortega at second. He goes to short for one, to first, safe.
You know, really, Barry, the most important throw on a double play is the first one. You can see the completion of a double play, but the most important play is the first one. You can see the ball that's hit right here. The second baseman just gives it to him a little bit too far on the outfield side of the bag, and that makes it turn around and gives the runner another step, and consequently, we don't have a double play. That first throw on a double play is so ultra important.
John Hardy, the number 9 hitter now. With Decatur at first base, 2 gone. Quick toss to first. Decatur, the one guy on his team who is not a huge threat to steal. He has 7 stolen bases and 9 attempts. Good pitch right there by Wilson. He is really spotting his pitches, doing exactly what Rich Hill said he needed to do.
I mean, you get a guy with that arm angle that's that tall and throwing from down low and cutting the ball across. I mean, he is really tough to pick up.
That was just a show-me toss to first base.
I like John Hardy, the guy at the plate. He plays within his means. I mean, he's not going to guy that's going to rip it up at the plate. He's hitting 273 this year, but an excellent job in the field. He can run a little bit. He does the little things on this club.
University of Arizona is in his bloodlines. Both his mother and his father, Craig and Sue, went to U of A. He was drafted in the 11th round by the Orioles coming out of high school. And he reached for that.
And Barry, you can check out the leads by the Arizona base runners now. They just seem to be about a step shorter now. They're very wary of what Mr. Wilson is doing on the mound, and they're shortening their leads up quite a bit. That's gonna be great for their infield, and you know, the pitcher can relax a little more, knowing they're not going to steal on him.
That was a good. I like that pitch by Wilson. He started outside. He went a little further outside. He got him chasing on the second pitch. Tried to get him to go after that well out of the strike zone.
And he's had pretty good command. If he hits that outside corner enough, then that catcher can move out there right about now, the 4th, 5th inning. And he's going to get pitches called for strikes that are really on the outside part of the plate. And with a couple of pickoffs he's already gotten today, Barry, you can see now, great move at first base and at second base.
Yeah, it's got him out of a couple of potential jams, too. First time was the leadoff guy that got on. In fact, both times the leadoff guy that got on.
Well, if I'm a base stealer and I face some guys that were darn good pickoff moves, you are going to be hesitant to go on and try to steal the base.
Tough chance for Ortega. Makes the catch on the edge of the outfield grass and throws him out. Nice play at second base by Jose Ortega. So once again, a scoreless inning for Arizona. We move to the bottom of the 5th. 2 great offensive teams unable to put anything on the board. College baseball on College Sports Television is brought to you today by Coca-Cola. Let's make it real. Beautiful setting around the campus of California State Fullerton. We're at Goodwin Field. Great day for baseball. First of 3 here on College Sports Television. This one an elimination game. Loser goes home. Winner will play this evening. Little ground ball hit off the plate. Handled at shortstop by Hardy. There's one away.
And you can see something that just seems so meaningless. A high hopper right there that Hardy handled. You see he had no wasted motion. He caught the ball and threw it right from the position in which it came in his glove. No wasted motion, great footwork, catch and throw. It's like a basketball shooter that comes around the perimeter, catch and shoot. Those are good athletes that can do that. Really like the way that shortstop moves around. He's got great footwork.
First pitch is an off-speed pitch that misses from Ryerson. Arizona now in its 100th year of playing baseball. Started in 1904.
They've got to have some old players on that team.
I think Jerry Kendall played on that 04 team.
Is that a spitball that just hit you in the back of the head?
0-4 team set the tone for Arizona. They were 6-1 that year. Mike Oseguera is the batter. Good pitch right there from Ryerson. That's about as hard as he could throw it.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, he's got about a 3 or 4 inch gap there on the outside part of the plate where he's getting strikes. And you know what? It's almost like these pitchers are getting their due because they are showing that they've got good command of their pitches, both, fastballs and off-speed pitches, and they're going to get calls like that.
That one jammed him. He set that batter up just perfectly.
He really did. You can see this last pitch on Oseguera right now. Watch it bite inside right there. Great piece of pitching right there. That slider actually ended up behind his calf. That started out about middle of the plate and wound up obviously inside behind his calf. That's some great piece of spin work on that slider.
Started him out away, went away, and then came in.
And now usually you see in Major League Baseball, Barry, lots of times what they'll do is they'll start you in, but most of the time pitchers will get you out away. So this is a bit of a difference here.
That's a fair ball for Quinto. He'll get at least 2. That's going to go all the way to the corner in left field. Quinto coming around second base, and he'll hold with a stand-up double. There's a seeing eye double.
I'll tell you what, he's right on this pitch right now. He's looking to drive the ball. He knows that he needs to get at least on second base for them to score, and he runs because there's 2 outs. So he goes ahead, gets that ball on the inside part of the plate, and just rips it down the third base line. Mild hit. You can see that ball right over the bag there. Mild hitting coach Frank Howard with the Yankees used to say, Stevie, get yourself a piece of dead red and part that third baseman's hair with it. And that was the philosophy.
Speaking of tough guys, Frank Howard.
I'll tell you what right now, there are not enough great words in the English language to describe how wonderful Frank Howard is. What a tremendous person.
I'll tell you a Frank Howard story in just a moment. There's a pitch for a strike to Tony Perez. Perez 2 for 2 on the day, and now in a situation where he can do some serious damage. Frank Howard, they always used to say, was one of the great arm wrestlers in history. And I remember Lon Simmons, who did the Giants for many years, telling me a story about Frank Howard and how strong he was. Somebody was telling him how strong Frank Howard was as an arm wrestler.
Just an imposing figure, probably 6'8", 6'9", about 300 pounds when he played. Will Chamberlain once at a banquet saw Frank Howard walk into a room and told a buddy next to him, he says, that's the biggest man I've ever seen.
Lon Simmons told me Frank Howard beat Godzilla 2 out of 3.
Boy, the man could throw bat in practice all day, too. I mean, he would throw and throw and throw. Show up at the park about 12 noon for a 7:30 game. Do his crossword puzzles with nothing on but his thong shoes and a cigar.
That paints a picture I don't want to know. There's a base hit by Perez. Webb with the pitch. Coming around third base with the first run of the game is Quinto. And San Diego has taken the lead. What a nice piece of hitting by Perez.
And Rich Hill was telling us how much all the other coaches and managers rave about Tony Perez. Here's why. Check out this pitch here on the outside part of the plate. Look at the lower half of his body, not hardly any movement at all. And what that does, Barry, is it keeps your head still. When you have a still head, you can get better vision of the ball and you can rip the ball at all different parts of the ballpark. I really like this Tony Perez. He's going to be a fine player. He reminds you of Babe Ruth. You know, he's going to come in and close the game, too.
Yeah, that's
Pitch,
right.
hit, whatever you want.
That's absolutely true. I mean, he has been everything. And Rich Hill confided that he's my most valuable player. 3 for 3 today, gets the first RBI. So after Ryerson got the first 2, a double by Quinto, a going with the pitch single by Perez, and Toreros lead it 1-0. Make sure to log on to CSTV.com for fan interactions, TV schedule, and the latest news in the world of college sports. CSTV.com. Find out how you can get college sports television. Just log on to CSTV.com. 1 ball and no strikes to Joey Prast. That's in for a strike. 1-2. Or 1-1, I beg your pardon.
trying to check out the stolen base percentage for Tony Perez. Now, he's not a guy who's going to run a lot. He's only tried 8 times. He has been successful 6, but
protective swing that time for Joey Prast. Ball's behind Ryerson, 1-2.
Well, you wish you had a speed demon on first base right now because you'd like to steal another run here. But Perez isn't the kind of guy that's going to steal fear in the battery here. Okay, so he can't steal 100 bases. He can't do that. All right.
He's got one deficiency. Again, trying to go with that pitch. Prast fouls it off exactly the same place as the last pitch.
How do you like that sound, Barry? Ting.
I hate it. I hate it, to be honest. I'm a purist, dude.
Yeah, I agree with you. But it's fun. It sounds like there's a blacksmith out here with an anvil.
That's exactly what it sounds like. I'd like to see wood bats come back to the college game, to tell you the truth, and I'd like to see the major leagues underwrite it.
What we don't want to see is aluminum going to the major leagues. Can you imagine McGuire and Canseco when they play with aluminum bat? Yikes.
I feel pretty safe in saying that will not happen.
Yes.
Got him. Ball's dropping. They'll throw to first base. And chalk up the strikeout. Toreros are out of there, but not before they score the first run of the ball game. We go to the top half of the 6th inning. 1-0 San Diego on College Sports Television. One to nothing ball game. Top 6 coming. Arizona coming to bat. CSDB continuing to bring you exciting baseball action. We're going to be with you all through the summer from the Cape Cod League. We talked about that league earlier. It's really been a proving ground for a lot of great college players who will become household names in the major leagues. There's already been a number of them. Jeff Bagwell, Barry Zito, Nomar Garcia-Parra, and that's just a few of them who have played in the Cape Cod League. It's a wood bat league now. It's the stars of tomorrow who shine tonight. We're going to be with you here on College Sports Television for the Cape Cod League every Monday and Friday starting June 16th. It only happens right here on College Sports Television. You can find out how to get College Sports Television. Log on to CSTV.com. National champions in 79, 84, 95. Team we're watching, Arizona, 3-time champions. Real tradition here in baseball in Fullerton. And it's interesting, I mean, they don't play football now. Basketball program has not done real well in recent times, but baseball and women's softball, they've been pretty good. We're going to be with you for a long Saturday here on College Sports Television. This is an elimination game. The loser goes home. The winner plays tonight in our Game 5. After we get out of Dodge, Randy Rosenblum and Coach Jerry Kindle will have the winner's bracket. That'll be Notre Dame and the hometown Fullerton Titans. And then we'll be back here tomorrow for 1 or 2 games, whatever is needed. So all the way through the weekend, stay with us here on College Sports Television. Boy, Wilson being very economical the last 2 innings, Steve.
Boy, you betcha. 8 pitches. Wow.
17 total the last 2 innings.
You know what? I can read that.
That was good. I just thought I'd try to know too long.
8 pitches and 9 pitches in 2 innings. Wow. That is awesome.
Only 17 pitches to get himself out in 2 innings.
That is tremendous.
Top 6 at the top of the order, Terrence Taylor. And again, what Wilson has done very successfully is get ahead of hitters early. Count evens now at 2-2. Trying to get him to chase that pitch that was down, and the count goes full.
You certainly don't want to do that with Terrence Taylor. This is a guy you say, hey, buddy, here it comes. Fastball, hit it. Hopefully you hit it in the air, but with a sinker ball pitcher like Wilson, he's probably going to pound it on the ground, but you don't want to walk him, whatever you do.
No, not a good idea. And this is a guy that can scoot. 14 stolen bases in 18 attempts, and remember, this guy's only been up 70 times coming into this game. So a real threat to steal is Terrence Taylor. Now that said, remember Wilson has picked 2 guys off already today.
Check out the lead right here by Terrence Taylor. See if he's
Showing bunt was Moises Duran, but pulls back, took the pitch for a strike.
Really didn't look like he had thoughts about running down to second and stealing. I think they're going to try to manufacture a run here.
Small ball really is the game, that even though they've hit 71 home runs, Andy Lopez, when we talked to him, said it's the inside game that turns into big innings. There he goes, throw to second. In there. Didn't get the tag down. The throw had him beat.
I'll tell you what, he stole on the catcher that time. Usually you steal on the pitcher. But when that ball was halfway down to second base, he hit another gear. You can see right here, his jump was just so-so. But when that ball got down towards the second base, right about there, he hits another gear, and he just stole on the catcher, which you don't see very often. It's a great piece of base running. That boy can fly.
Moises Duran now with a runner at second base and nobody out.
Now with 2 strikes on Duran, yeah, you'd like to get him over and hit the ball on the right side. Sure, you like to hit it on the ground, but right now it's self-preservation.
Nice
you don't
job.
want to strike out. Put the ball in play.
Dobek did a good job keep that ball in front of him and not allow Taylor to move over to third. 2-2 the count to Duran. Nobody out. Taylor at second base. 1-0 ball game. The Toreros lead it. Scored a run in the bottom of the 5th. Bouncing ball, headed to the pitcher. He's going to go to first base. And I was going to say get the sure out, but it almost wasn't so sure.
I'll tell you what, I really like the makeup of Aaron Wilson. I mean, this guy, he's brushing pitches off with his leg. He's working fast. He's making good defensive plays. He's very heady type of a pitcher. You know, this guy's an excellent athlete. I bet he's good in other sports too. And you can see when he wants to, he gets some mustard on this ball at first base right here. Doesn't take a step, just throws it right where he caught it from. And pulled him off the bag a little bit, but I'll tell you what, this guy's got great makeup. And that's another thing that scouts like. They want to know what the makeup of the player is. He's got it.
Not out of trouble yet, though. With a runner at third base and 1 out, Brad Boyer, the batter. It's the meat of the order for the Wildcats. Very important hitter here for Wilson.
We talked about Brad Boyer in the break. Say that 10 times.
Yeah.
Brad Boyer is the kind of guy that would pencil in good for a team that could use a guy at center field or at second base because he can really fly. His arm is not tremendous, it looks like to me, but he's got good hands. But I think he would be projected good in center field or at second base because of his speed and his size.
And all of a sudden, Wilson has lost home plate, and Dobek will go out and have a little chat with his pitcher. 3-0.
You know, sometimes when catchers have come out to the home plate, I've seen Jerry Royce, for instance, for the Dodgers, go out the catcher come out there and he said, "What do you want?" He said, "Okay, get back to catching. I don't want to talk right now. I know what I'm doing out here. I'm thinking."
Tim McCarver used to tell me stories about Bob Gibson. He used to say, he said he went out to talk to Gibson one time. He got about halfway between the plate and the pitcher's mound. Gibson said, "Get the hell out of here. What do you know about pitching?"
Love it.
Tim said he turned around and went back.
Yeah, those are the days where you could pitch inside and, you know, hitters accepted that was part of the game. Game's changed a little bit, hasn't it?
I can't imagine facing Bob Gibson. I can't imagine anybody in their right mind charging the mound. That may score the run. Probably will. Pratt makes the catch. Tagging at third base is Taylor. The throw comes through, but the run scores easily, and we are tied.
I'll tell you what, Joey Pratt played that fly ball perfectly right there. He got around the ball, got behind it, caught it on the right side of his body, you know, just too deep in right field. You can see the replay right here. Watch how he gets around the ball. I really like, again, the fundamentals of this play. He's going to get around the ball, he's going to get behind the ball, he's going to catch it on the right side. And now watch the throw. Just not enough on it, too deep, but he did the best he could.
First pitch to Brian Anderson is in for a strike.
He gets a star for effort.
Yeah, and he was coming forward when he caught the ball, too,
Sure.
which, of course, is what you want to do. Look at the numbers on Anderson. Very impressive. He went 0-2.
Anderson's sporting a 370-plus batting average. Whoa. You figure you go 1 for 3, your average goes down.
Yeah.
That's a tough day.
That is tough. It's a miss with that inside. Tie game now. 1-1. Taylor, a leadoff walk, stole second. Went to third base on a ground ball, scored on a sacrifice fly. Small ball.
You know, as a matter of fact, how fitting this could be. This could come down to the wits of the managers on either side. Two guys who really admired each other and kind of out of the same stable, you could say.
It's hit the shortstop. A bullet, but Quinto handles it, gets it over to Wennersten, and the side is retired, but not before the tying run scores. Cheap little run, but Arizona's going to take it. It's a 1-1 ball game going to the bottom of the 6th inning on College Sports Television. So Sandoval, Freddie Sandoval, to lead it off for the Toreros. Tie game now, facing Sean Ryerson. Sandoval got around on one, hit the foul pole for a home run, counted for the only run of the ball game last night for San Diego. It takes a big, slow curveball. It misses low.
Yeah, Sandoval's kind of scary up there. I mean, he's slugging at a .558 clip. 9 home runs this year.
Drives that one. That's going to stay up for Van Houten in right field. Looked like that ball might get down.
That's a tough thing about baseball right there. Here, Sandoval does everything right at the plate. He has a great swing. He lines the ball, and there's some guy out there with a glove catching it.
A big glove. Now Josh Hansen.
Just going to say, you really got to think that hitting the baseball has got to be the hardest thing to do in sports. A ball in the bat, both spheres, and they tell you to hit it square.
Exactly. Line drive base hit. Hansen did hit it square. And it gets by the left fielder, Decatur, and that's going to allow Hansen into second base. That'll be a single and an error on Decatur.
And that's the value of your first base coach. If you have a hitter that's just taking it for granted, you're going to have a single. You have a coach watching the whole time right there that's going to tell him, get on your horse, and hey, you got to take that. You got to take that other base.
Just went right through the gates. So now with a runner in scoring position, Zach Dobak, who's 2 for 2 today, and has hit it on the nose both times. High fastball. This is for a ball.
Zach Dobak looks like he's using a very short bat. You see he's getting right on top of home plate right there with that short bat. He's just going to try to be real quick to the ball.
Off-speed pitch, and he just kind of punched it, and that's going to be a tough chance. Handled at second base by Duran, and he gets Dobak. Moving over to third base is Hansen. So now 2 gone. And Hansen at third base for Lucas Wennersten. Wennersten hit it on the nose his last time too, but it was caught in left field by Decatur.
Remember in this situation so many times with 2 outs and a runner on third, if you have a hitter up there that had any wheels or a guy that could handle the bat pretty good, it's really not a bad time to push a ball down the third baseline or drag one, because they're certainly not expecting it. They play back, and you know, that run's going to score.
And on the first pitch, he offers at it, and it's going to get back on play.
Of course, you wouldn't expect that from a guy from Wennersten.
There's a familiar face in the bullpen.
Tony Perez doing everything.
He's got 3 hits in the ball game, including one that put his team on the board. Now he's going to come in and try to keep things where they are.
We're going to go out there, and he's going to have a mechanic suit on, fixing the buzz after the game.
Wennersten just got a little piece of that.
Somebody told me they just got done selling peanuts.
Yeah, maybe. He's done a great job in relief. He's got 12 saves. A little early for him to come into the game. Wennersten had a notion on that off-speed pitch, but it missed high.
Wennersten going through his mind right now. Look, just protect the plate. Put the ball in play. With a 1-1 game, you know, anything can happen. You just don't want to strike out. You want to put the ball on the line or on the ground.
Just stayed alive. A little piece of that.
And work this pitcher. I mean, Ryerson, he's been battling out there. I mean, it's not like it's, you know, 55, 60 degrees out here. It's a pretty warm day, and, you know, they've been nip and tuck the whole way. It's 1-1 game. I mean, he's had to work his tail off this game.
Ryerson has pitched 4 complete games, and I'm sure Andy Lopez would like nothing more than to have that happen here. The winner, of course, has to play again tonight. So Ryerson will pitch out of the stretch here. And Wennerson hammered that one, but really got around.
And that's quite a stat.
Yeah, it is.
Command, so important in the pitch as far as pitchers go.
Didn't work anybody today either. This is away. Now it goes to 2-2. Hanson at third base, 2 outs.
I was going to say it's quite a thing for a youngster to have that kind of command. I mean, his record certainly reflects it. 9-2 this year. Great command of his pitches. That's why he wins.
2-2 pitch, and Wennerson tried to go with that pitch. Tough at bat here. Good battle between Ryerson and Wennerson. Sounds like a law firm, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
In fact, Ryerson, tell you how effective he's been. He's only gone to 3 balls once all day.
And to contrast that on the offensive side of it, San Diego's got to be thinking, hey, get yourself a good pitch and go to ripping. I mean, this guy's going to be right around the plate all day.
And that's hit pretty good. Long, long drive. It is way back. It is gone. 2-run homer for Wennerson, and what an at-bat.
I'll tell you what, you got to take your hat off to Wennerson right there. He worked the count, and eventually Ryerson gave in just a little bit and maybe didn't respect the power that he's got. Only 3 home runs this year, but I'll tell you what, he just hammered that ball. Stayed back, saw it good, short and quick to the ball.
Well, a huge home run by a pretty good-sized guy. Only his 4th this year. This one's memorable.
You can see right here, he just has very, very little movement, very short to the ball, and that pitch was up in the strike zone. I mean, Ryerson's the kind of guy that's going to live low and away, and that ball was up and in, and that's a tough spot for him to put it. Wennerson took advantage of it. Give him credit.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a pitch that Ryerson would love to have back. Now he's got to keep himself together. Jose Ortega, the batter.
I'm just going to say, now we'll see what Ryerson's made of, how he comes back from that. He's down 2 runs. He's going to come back and challenge these guys some more. He can't let this get in his mind.
Ground ball to second base. Moises Duran over to Riley, and the inning is over, but not before the damage was done. A 2-run homer by Lucas Wennerson in a great battle between pitcher and batter, and in this case, the batter won it. 3-1 as we move to the top of the 7th inning. Look at this pitch, and look at that swing. Three to 1 ball game. The San Diego Toreros on the bat of that man right there, Lucas Wennerson, have taken the lead, and Wilson will come out to work the 7th inning. Perez was in the bullpen while his team was at bat. Now he goes out and plays center field. The first batter that Wilson will face is Jeff Van Houten. He's a tough out.
Yeah, 416's a little gaudy.
Yeah, that's a little gaudy. First guy in 12 years, actually, to be over 400 this late in the season in Arizona.
Perez, as you saw a second ago, is going to be coming up here and also broadcasting with us.
Yeah, probably. That's right. Just give him a mic out there and let him do it.
Oh.
It's this one out of play.
Boy, this guy's a quality hitter. I mean, I'm really impressed with the way Van Houten swings the bat. I mean, he's just, he looks like he's almost dead at the plate until the ball gets upon him and he explodes with his hands. I mean, that is just, he must be very, very relaxed when he hits. And that's essential to be a good hitter, to be very relaxed and wait as long as you can. And you've seen Tony Gwynn do that forever.
Van Houten's just a sophomore. wound up in Arizona from Florida. Ground ball to third base. Backing up and taking the big hop is Sandoval. Gets it across the diamond to Winterston. 1 out.
Okay, the platitude stopped there.
Right there. That's right. That was the only swing that he had in that at bat that wasn't a good swing. Well, you can mark your calendars right now because it's the very best of track and field, and it comes your way on June 28th right here on CSTV. It's the NCAA Division I Men's and Women's Track and Field Championships from Sacramento. Find out how you can get college sports television. Log on to CSTV.com. I always really like track and field, and that's a terrific event and a terrific location. I expect there'll be some very fast times in that meet.
Yeah, the turnout there is tremendous. I mean, they really rave about it. They're very proud of it to have the events there in Sacramento. It's a big sports town, but and quite a diverse sports town. Usually it was boxing and baseball. Now, of course, with the Kings there and track and field, and really getting more into the sports scene across the board.
As we said, it was the site of the Olympic trials in 2000, and it will be the site of the Olympic trials again in 2004. So they make those tracks lightning fast now on the synthetic track. South Alabama doing a job with Florida State here, as we've already lost one #1 seed today, remember. Rice ahead of Wichita State. Great pitching on the Rice Owls. The Aggies rolling over Bama. #4 seed Pepperdine in front. Southern University, another one of my dark horse teams to do very well. They won yesterday.
They got a great program down there.
Yeah.
Really do. That's also a hotbed of players down there.
I was just going to say,
wow.
Baton Rouge down that area.
We got a kid coming out of Slidell, Louisiana, a young man by the name of Xavier Paul out of high school. That's going to be a great player, I believe.
Hey, you said you went down saw him.
Sure.
Pat Riley, the batter now, with a 2-2 count against Aaron Wilson. Got around on that a little bit too much.
It gets about this time of the game, Barry, you start thinking about the fatigue factor. And Aaron Wilson, how long can he hold up? How strong are those legs? Also mentally tough. All those factors start to really peak here in the latter part of the game, the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings.
Both these coaches have to be thinking long haul, too. They do have to play again tonight, so there's always that question. Certainly you have to win this before you worry about what happens tonight, but you don't want to go too deep into your bullpen. Wilson probably has a little left. He's throwing 89 pitches right now.
One reason why is that he works quick. He's not out there a long time. He saves a lot of his energy.
That could be trouble. Short left field, and that's a fair ball. And that's going to be 2 bases for Pat Riley. That's a very tough chance for any of the 3 who are coming after that. The shortstop, Quinto, the third baseman, Sandoval, the left fielder, Hansen.
Quinto really has the best shot at this. I think you might have a sun problem right there, but he's probably got the best angle. It's a little tough for the third baseman to get the catch, right, running straight back over the shoulder. You can see Quinto probably had the best shot at it right here. Hey, it's just a perfectly placed ball.
So now Richard Mercado with the runner at second base and 1 out. Wildcats trail the Toreros 3-1 in an elimination game.
You know, another thing, Barry, too, if you want to know what his stamina is like, we're speaking of Wilson, of course. You know, you see him still jamming players. You see him hitting balls off the fist into short left field from the left-handed side, and the right-hander's not getting good swings still. He's still got something in his tank.
I think he does. I mean, that ball is certainly not overpowered. That was pitcher's pitch that he hit.
And he's still hitting spots.
Yeah. Oh, he looks very comfortable out there. He's not still working quickly. Pitched a complete game shutout, as we said, to give his team the West Coast Conference Championship.
I like about Wilson, he's not too concerned about who's on base. He's really geared in onto the hitter, and that should be his focus. He's ahead. That run at second base isn't going to beat you. He's really focused in on the hitter. Forget those runners.
The pitch is hit to shortstop. Holds the runner. And Quinto fires to first, 2 gone. lot of ground ball outs, and that will tell you the pitcher is doing his job.
You bet. And he lets that infield work behind him so well. These guys are making pretty long throws. I mean, they're out there on the outfield grass, and they're right on the money. I'm really impressed with these guys.
Still only been three fly ball outs.
Yeah, that says something about your movement.
Going to get a pinch hitter here. Jordan Brown going to come on and bat for Derek Decatur. Jordan Brown hitting .250 on the year. He's got a little pop. He's got 3 home runs in limited appearances.
You think about him only hitting .250, and he's not a huge guy, but you know, he's slugging over 400. He's got a little pop in his bat. I think really what they're looking at here is trying to mitigate a little bit of that advantage that Wilson has throwing from that low.
Hard hit ball wide of first base hit. Coming around third base and scoring the second run for Arizona is Riley, and pulling in at second with a stand-up double is the pinch hitter Jordan Brown.
We talked about that earlier in the telecast. The left-handed hitters are going to have a much better chance against Aaron Wilson because they've got a much better view of the ball. I mean, that ball coming in from a right-hander is low. He's very tall. He's a tall guy, but the ball is a low delivery. But you see, the left-handers, they got a much better view of that baseball hitting on that side of the plate. And he was able to rocket that ball down in the right field corner. And I think that's what Andy Lopez is doing over there.
So now the tying run at second base with 2 outs, and John Hardy, the number 9 hitter. Wilson's pitch. Hardy has a go at it, fouls it off the right side.
You got to really hand it to San Diego and talking to Rich Hill before the game. We've got to scrap. We got to claw. Our guys know that we can't match up physically with these other guys, but they're doing it today.
Yeah, I loved his philosophy. He said we don't match up with anybody. It doesn't matter. He said we can't worry about things like the stadium or the stats or the fact we're a number 4 seed or what those guys are batting or wins and losses. He said we just have to go out there, and this was his quote, and I really appreciate this quote. He said we just got to win every inning.
That's right. Baby steps. You know, that's the great thing about baseball. There's always an equalizer. You know, there really is. There's always a strategy. There's always a certain way you can, you know, get back at the other guy, and that's a wonderful thing about this game.
It's interesting. Rich Hill gave a lot of credit to a basketball coach, actually, a guy by the name of Mike Dunlop, who was the basketball coach at Metro State. And it's interesting. Here's a ground ball deep in the hole to shortstop. Long throw, not even going to try it. And that's not a bad idea because that runner would have moved up.
Smart play. Smart play by Quinto at shortstop. Had he thrown that ball, you know, the ball gets away, we have a tie game right now. And he wasn't going to get him anyway, so you just eat the baseball and you work on the next hitter.
Started to say Mike Dunlop, who was the basketball coach at Metro State, used to be at California Lutheran with Rich Hill, and he said he was his biggest influence. He said they learned more about coaching baseball from a basketball coach. And it's interesting, I've never met Mike Dunlop, but that's the second coach in the space of about a month who has told me what a great job this guy does.
Well, there's something special there, obviously. You know.
Metro State up in Denver, Colorado.
Denver. I think it's great when he talked about that because there are certain common denominators in everything we do in life. And of course, I'm not going to get on a soapbox here, but certainly in basketball, baseball, and all the major sports, there's those common denominators that always work. And I'm not surprised about a basketball coach being a great mentor for him.
Oh, he also quoted John Wooden, and he said he uses some of Wooden's philosophies too, and that is that the process is more important than the results. And he talks about that all the time. It's all about the process.
Right. I think another way of looking at that, too, is if you go in there and just keep taking good swings, that you're going to eventually get results.
Wilson looking for results here with runners at first and second. He's got an 0-2 count on Terrence Taylor. Tried to get Taylor to go after that pitch. 3-2 ball game. We're at the top of the 7th inning. San Diego clinging to a 1-run lead, but Arizona making a little bit of noise here after 2 rounds.
You look at the situation still where they're threatening. I see the aura with Wilson out there. He just seems to be in charge. He gets knocked down a little bit. He misses on some pitches, but he's still working fast. He's still even on the count. He's still ahead. He doesn't seem to be out of sorts.
Come on, Aaron, real aggressive. Come on, baby!
Once again, Wilson to the stretch, the 2-2 pitch, and it's hit to second base. Easy chance for Ortega to first, and the side is retired. Good job of pitching once again by Wilson. Didn't let the run scored bother him. We move to the bottom half of the 7th inning, and the Toreros continue to lead it by 1. You're watching College Sports Television. Well, Rich Hill, San Diego Toreros leading it 3-2, moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. Out in left field now for Chris Fry is now the left fielder. He came on after Jordan Brown had pinched hit and had a run-scoring double. So Chris Fry in left field for the Wildcats. And the leadoff hitter, Mike Oseguera, facing Sean Ryerson. A lot of the damage in this game has been done after 2 were out. Off-speed pitch had Oseguera out in front.
And Barry, Andy Lopez said before the game he's going to be able to tell really early if Ryerson's had his stuff or not. He's been kind of a feast or famine guy this year, but I think he's got to be very impressed with this young man this year. I mean, he's got this great command. He's working his tail off, and I think he likes what he sees.
I think he's done a good job today, too. Trying to go off speed again. Oseguera took that for ball. He still looks like he's got a lot left, too.
Sure does.
That misses inside. The count goes to 3-1. Jordan Brown, incidentally, has stayed in the game and is now playing first base. So Pat Riley out of the game. And a walk given up to Oseguera. First walk of the game. San Diego got it done first on Tony Perez, going with that pitch. And that scored Ben Quinto, who had doubled in front of him. A 2-out run for San Diego. Then, with 1 out, Josh Hansen hit this single to left field. It got by the left fielder, Decatur. And then 2 batters later, it was Lucas Winterstein who got all of it. And that's the one pitch Sean Ryerson, I'm sure, would love to have back.
Yeah, you betcha. And that was just he really had to challenge the guy right there. He didn't want to put him on. He had to go right at him, and, he just left it up in the zone. But are you surprised at all that Mr. Perez was right in the middle of that?
Yeah, no. He's been in the middle of everything today. And he's on deck also. He's got Ben Quinto at bat with Oseguera on first base, having walked. First walk of the game. Offered up by Sean Ryerson. And the pinch runner is going to be Gavin Eng. And Eng can run. He's an interesting guy. All-conference football player in San Diego as a return specialist. A real threat to steal. And my guess is they would have him going.
Yeah, that's right. He's he needs to buy a valve, doesn't he?
That's right. And there's the bunt. And a perfect bunt laid down by Quinto. Moving over to second base is Ing. And now Tony Perez again in the situation where he can do a little damage. Perez 3 for 3 with an RBI on the day.
Trying to think of a good name for him. How about Sumph? And then last name.
I like it. Ing.
Stay with me, okay?
Ing, I'm with you. Chris Berman took that number, didn't he?
Ladies and gentlemen, at the conclusion of this inning, we will be clearing the stadium
And Barry Ing being on second base right here, you think, is it an opportunity for him to try to steal third? Well, you don't want to make the first or third out at third base in this situation. So, you know, here he's got an opportunity, but you got a left-handed hitter up. You know, it's an open shot to third base. He'll probably be sticking close. But, you know, something to think about here. I think they're going to put him on.
They're not going to let Perez swing the bat.
They don't like the righty-lefty combination here.
So they'll walk Perez, take their chances with Joey Prast. Ing bouncing around at second base. There's Joey Prast.
I used to love it when they'd do that to me. I was on deck and they'd walk somebody. You are going to pay for this. What Joey Prast is probably thinking that. He's hitting about over 350 this year, 355. I'm sure that he's not fearing coming up in this situation.
Oh, no, and as a matter of fact, Rich Hill was telling us that there have been times during the year when Joey Prast carried the Toreros.
And Joey Prast also, as you know, he can run. I mean, it's going to be tough for them to double this guy up.
Also has some pop. Hit 360 this year at 12 jacks.
Okay, let's just sign him right now.
But why not?
And he probably will. Sometime in his life, I'm sure he will.
So the walk issued to Perez. Moves Ing, who was already on second base. So now the conversation on the mound, that usually means both teams will take the opportunity to talk with their coaches as Ing comes over from second base and Perez from first base to talk with Rich Hill. And we're going to get a pitching change.
And, you know, this isn't really the strength of Arizona. This is a club that's really beat teams up offensively, you know, knock down, drag out type of games. And so this point of the game, it's really not their strength.
Ryerson really did a nice job.
He really did.
That one pitch that cost him dearly, but that's the game. And with that, while the pitching change is made, we'll jump off the track. It's a 3-2 ball game. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning, and San Diego making a little noise all over again. Welcome back to Goodwin Field here in Fullerton. Barry Tompkins with Steve Sachs. 3-2 ball game in the bottom of the 7th inning, and the Toreros trying to make a little bit more than that. Pitching change for the Wildcats as John Malone comes on, his 20th appearance of the year. As you can see, 4 up and 1 down, and not a bad earned run average. A little bit of control issues, 39 strikeouts, 27 walks. He's given up 36 hits in 41 innings, and that's a pretty good barometer. If you give up less hits than innings pitched, that's not bad.
Not bad at all. He's a big guy too. He's I'm sure he's going to use his size and his you know, his arm angles to his advantage. He's 6'3", 225, so he'll probably get a little pop in his arm.
So Malone will try to keep things where they are. And he'll be facing a pretty good hitter in Joey Prast.
And this is also a tough situation for Malone. You think he's coming in and, you know, late in the game, his team's down a run, and you know, he's only a freshman, you know, so he's got to have some guts.
1 out, 2 on, 3-2 ball game. We're in the bottom of the 7th. San Diego trying to put it away here. Pitch to Prast, an off-speed pitch is in for a strike. Malone is a big guy, 6'3", 225. Looks bigger than that.
He does.
And the 0-1 pitch, another breaking ball. This one misses.
That ball actually got away from him a little bit. He got a little bit under it, which let the ball stay up. But he's got a nice sharp breaking ball. Breaking, sharp breaking.
That's really sharp.
That's extra sharp.
Prast fouls this one. It should get out of play. And it does. So Malone ahead of Prast, 1-2. 1 out, Ing at second base. And Tony Perez having been walked intentionally at first base.
I think Prast is still licking his chops right here. He's got a young guy in the game. He's got nothing to lose. He's got ducks on the pond. I think he's thrilled to be in this situation.
The double in the first inning. Again, he goes off speed. The runners are going to move up. Very opportunistic.
Okay, now he's thrilled to be in this situation.
Yeah. So now runners at second and third with one out.
No, that was not a bad play right here by the Arizona catcher. He kept that ball in front of him. He got a bad bounce off the dirt. Did a good job fundamentally to keep the ball at least in front of him.
And Prastitz this with the shortstop right through the legs of John Hardy. 2 runs will score, and it is a 5-2 ball game.
Wow. Just came up a little bit. Tough play for Hardy. You know, you field the ball off the dirt mostly your whole life. When you come in off the grass, you know, that's something they don't really practice enough of. You play a lot on the dirt, and he just came up a little bit too soon. Didn't get the kind of hop he was expecting you to usually get off, like you went off the dirt, and it just goes right through the wickets. That's a tough play.
Boy, it sure is.
Got to make it. Wild
pitch and then 2-run error.
We've all been there, my friend. Believe me, we've been there.
Now Freddie Sandoval. Sandoval, as we said, got around the one last night, provided the only run of the ball game for the Toreros in what was a very well-played game against a very good Cal State Fullerton team, the #1 seeds here. A lot of off-speed stuff from Malone.
You know, Barry, Malone really did his job. He got the ground ball that he needed. It was a perfect place for it, and you know, you just feel like it's tough for everybody. It's tough for Ryerson, who came out of the game and really pitched his heart out, and you know that that the whole infield, you know, they want that ball hit to him in that situation. It's just a tough thing.
Well, a young Arizona team that will be back. There's another wild pitch, lands in the dirt well in front of the plate. Digging for second is Joey Prass, so now another runner in scoring position, and the Wildcats digging their own grave here. Andy Lopez told us to start 5 freshmen. It's the youngest team that he's had in 15 years of coaching. They haven't played very well in the 3 or 4 games coming up to the tournament. They got smoked yesterday by Notre Dame. Actually, this game they had played well right up to this point.
Very proud of that freshman class that he has in here, though. He feels they're very capable. You know, Hardy's only a sophomore at shortstop.
I think they're going to be very good the next couple of years.
I do too. I really think they're going to be a good club.
They won 6 of 8 conference weekends in Pac-10 play, and that's really saying something, because Pac-10, with the SEC, one of the toughest conferences in America.
Hardy out of Boise, Idaho. You don't see a lot of players come out of Idaho,
nope.
but Harmon Killebrew was from Idaho, wasn't he?
Harmon Killebrew was from Moscow, Idaho.
It's better than being from Moscow.
Although, I don't know, have you been there? It's a toss-up. A conversation on the mound again as Richard Mercado goes out. Got to calm his pitcher down a little bit.
It's kind of odd. Rich Hill talking about how much he admired Andy Lopez and his ball club based on fundamentals, and that's just what's hurt his club today.
1-2 pitch, and reaching for it was Sandoval. Just got a little piece to stay alive. There's Rich Hill on the right, and Andy Lopez on the left.
Really do like each other, these guys.
Yeah.
They really have a lot of respect and mutual admiration for each other.
Now, Rich Hill was telling us they battled here for 9 innings, and that's the philosophy of Andy Lopez and the philosophy of Rich Hill. Runner going, and the pitch hit to second base. Nice grab at second by Duran. Throws to first and got him. Moving over to third base is Pratt.
What a play by Duran. I mean, you can't understate the great play that he just made right there. Saved his team a run. I mean, that was just a tough situation with the player going. I mean, he had all the decks stacked against him right here. As a middle infielder and a second baseman, I can tell you, this is not an easy play. Going down, backhanding that ball, and coming up and making a strike to first base. I mean, that's just a great play by Duran.
Now the batter will be Josh Hansen. First pitch in for a strike. Pass misses low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Prast at third base. 2 runs in the inning, both unearned. It's a 5-2 ball game, and Arizona running out of chances. Fouled straight back. Hansen hit the ball hard his last time.
Hansen's got a little bit of that Jeff Bagwell theory in him, I think. I mean, you see he's got that kind of that crouched type of approach, kind of spread out a little bit.
It's amazing to me Jeff Bagwell can hit the ball.
Boy, it really is. And you see, you know, this guy's kind of built like him. You know, he's kind of short, you know, very strong.
Late on that one. Malone threw it right by him. He gets out of the inning, but not before the damage is done. 2 runs on the error from the shortstop, John Hardy. Well, this is just game 1. Game 2 is coming up. The 2 winners, Notre Dame and Cal State Fullerton. Right now, Randy Rosenblum is with George Horton, the coach of the hometown Fullerton Titans.
All right, thanks a lot, Barry. Coach, a good win last night, 3-1 over San Diego. First of all, congratulations on that. But the bar is raised a bit tonight when you play a Notre Dame team that's obviously very good. They were most impressive against Arizona.
Oh, they played awful well last night, Randy, and this is a key game in a double elimination tournament. It's a 14 double elimination tournament, and Paul knows that, and our team knows that. And hopefully our team will play well, and that's all we can ask of our young guys, and we'll see what the scoreboard says afterward.
Speaking of young guys, you're going with a freshman left-hander, Ryan Schreppel. Tell us a little bit about him.
Well, Ryan emerged on the scene in a huge way. He was a very dominating pitcher for us early, and then came up with a knee problem and had some surgery, and I think he's about ready to come back with a 100% effort like he was doing earlier in the year. Extremely talented freshman and has a bright future not only with us but in professional baseball as well.
Were you as impressed with Notre Dame yesterday as I was? I thought they looked great.
Oh, they certainly did, and U of A has a fine club, and the pitcher they broke down, Gardner, is a good pitcher. Obviously, they're #1, and they made it look pretty easy yesterday, and hopefully we can keep them off balance a little bit more and get some defensive guys with gloves in the right spot and turn some of those alley shots into outs.
I'm sure you're confident. 28-2 at Goodwin Field.
Well, yeah, we've had a great year at home this year, but it hasn't been against Notre Dame. We haven't competed against them on Goodwin Field, but for some reason this year's group really likes playing at home, and like I said earlier, I just hope that we continue to like playing at home and play the game well today.
Well, George, best of luck. We'll see you in the next game.
Thanks, Randy.
All right, that's Coach George Horton. A little later, we're going to have Paul Maneri of the Irish. It should be a dandy. Back to you, Barry.
Yeah, it should be a great game, and Randy and the coach, Jerry Kindle, will be along to tell you about that. That's our second game. It'll come along roughly 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern, and then out of the loser's bracket, it'll be the winner of this game against the loser of the game that Randy and Jerry will bring you. And guess who's coming on to do the pitching here? Tony Perez. He's been a pretty good story today.
I think we are not surprised to see him. I think we kind of suspected that we see him sometime today, huh?
Excellent fastball and a big banana curveball.
And Moises Duran, who made the great play at second base, is leading off. How many times does that happen?
Always.
Always. And we saw earlier in the game where, no, not Ortega, but Quinto made the great play at shortstop. He let off an inning as well. So
the first strike thrown by Perez. Pretty good fastball. Perez with 12 saves this year.
Perez looks like just a big shirt and pants out there.
It's that in for strike 2. Speaking of guys who work quickly, I mean, Perez gets it, throws it.
Yes.
Ring him up.
Okay.
Right now, we're going to go back to Randy Rosenblum. He is with the coach of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, Paul Maneri. Randy?
All right, thanks a lot, Barry. Big game coming up. I got to say, and I just said it to Coach Horton, your team was really impressive yesterday.
Well, thank you a lot, Randy. That's nice of you to say so. I was really proud of our guys. I thought it was a great challenge playing an Arizona team, an outstanding team from the Pac-10, and I thought our kids met the challenge and really played well in every phase.
You're using your #1 hurler. I know he's been out. Tell us about the guy, why he was out. I know you're thrilled to get him back.
Well, we really are. Chris Niesel's been our #1 pitcher all year. We just found out yesterday he was named second-team All-American, and we're thrilled for him. But he did not pitch in the Big East tournament last weekend because he had a little bit of an injury to his middle finger of his pitching hand. But he threw a bullpen on Wednesday. It felt pretty good, and we think he's ready to go, and we're happy we've got him on the mound for us.
This obviously is a very crucial game of the winner's bracket. The winner of this game really has an easier path, certainly not a certainty, but it is a crucial game. I know your Irish will be ready.
I think we'll be ready to play. We're going to go up against an unbelievably talented team in Fullerton, and probably the best coached team in the country. I mean that sincerely. I think George Horton is really one of the outstanding coaches in the country, and if you know, we can chip away and get a couple of runs and still pitch well and make the plays, and then I feel like we can be competitive. But they're awfully tough in this ballpark, as you know. I don't know what their record is.
28-2.
28-2. I can understand why. They'll have a big crowd here, and they play awfully well. You know, they're a team that just knows how to play the game of baseball so well. So it's a great challenge for us at Notre Dame, and we're excited and ready to embrace that challenge.
Paul, congratulations on doing a wonderful job with the Notre Dame program.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, let's go back over to Barry. Barry?
All right, thanks, Randy. We're watching a thing of beauty right now. Tony Perez, 2 strikeouts, and boy, he's got that big bending curveball.
Well, just about the best hitter on this club right here, Brad Boyer. He freezes him because of that curveball that you talked about with a great fastball on the outside part of the plate. And boy, he's just out there just taking care of business. This guy is a baseball player right here.
He is.
You know, he doesn't look like the greatest athlete in the world. Well, neither did Fernando Valenzuela, but he is a baseball player. And he's got a lot of leg drive in his pitches. Boy, he really utilizes that 5/8 frame. Good leg drive. Great command. What can you say?
Been ahead of everybody. Doesn't throw that curveball a lot, but boy, when he throws it, you said it, freezes people, and a good change too.
He started that last curveball with Boyer early in the count. That curveball started out at Tustin, and by the time it ripped around to the plate, Boyer didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, it's big arcing curveball. 2 batters faced, 2 strikeouts, and he's 1-2 to Brian Anderson. Just missed.
I mean, he just gets out there and okay, you're up, you're out, you're up, you're out. It's like one of those cartoons, those you know, they get with the big bat, those Bug Bunny cartoons.
That's right.
Bump, 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 bump.
That's exactly right. Got him again.
Wow.
Well, not a bad inning of relief work. 3 strikeouts looking. What a job by Tony Perez. Bottom of the 8th inning coming up. San Diego driving a bus. They lead it 5-2. Look at Perez ringing one up after another. You're watching the College Baseball Regionals on College Sports Television. Five to 2 ball game. That guy right there with the jacket on his left arm really got it done as he came on in relief of Aaron Wilson, who went 7 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs, 3 strikeouts and a walk. So Torero's right now doing the job. You know, this fall the best on College Sports Television. CSTV's Game of the Week will take you front and center for college football. We got ice hockey, we got women's volleyball, men's and women's basketball. You get the whole shebang here. Top matchups, great rivalries all year long on College Sports Television. It's the new home of college sports, and you're going to get a little taste of everything. We're going to have a full baseball schedule next year. Going to be having a lot of basketball, both men's and women's for you. Going to be doing a little football.
What else do you want?
Lacrosse. You get it all. First batter, Zach Dobek. To face John Malone. Quickly behind Malone, 0-2. Malone going more to the fastball in this inning. Went off speed and breaking balls a lot after coming on for Ryerson. Ryerson's line, incidentally, 6 1/3, 10 hits, 5 runs, all earned. 3 strikeouts and 2 walks. That one he hung up there, and it is driven by Dobek, but right at the right fielder, Jeff Van Houten, and there's one gone.
You know, anything Dobek does offensively is a plus. He's not in there for his offensive capabilities. He's a good catcher, and that's why he's in the game.
Here's the guy whose one swing did the most damage, Lucas Wennersten. Got a hanging curveball, drove it out in left center field. 2-run shot that gave his team, at the time, a 3-1 lead.
Be interesting to see how Malone handles Wennersten right now, what his approach will be. If he'll go at him, if he'll be a little timid. I think at this point with nobody on, you just got to test him. Test him again.
Breaking pitch in for a strike. Here's the shot he hit. Watch the pitch, though, right up in the eyes.
Boy, it almost looked like he was trying to gun that one out. Had a little bit of that uppercut swing. Beautiful job.
Reached for that one, fouled it off. It was a great at-bat. That at-bat that Winterston hit the home run on, too. It was about a 9-pitch at-bat. He really battled with Ryerson, and he won.
And usually what's a great at-bat like that will a protracted at-bat. You don't see guys usually drive the ball that far. You see maybe a base hit or a line drive, but to hit the ball like that, he must have really made a mistake and got the ball right in the zone he was looking.
0-2 pitch to Winterston. He got under that one, golfed it. That's got a chance. Way back, and gone again. Well, they say it hit the wall, and it is playable, and Winterston will pull in with a double. It went off the top of the fence. I thought it was out.
Wow, where's all this power coming from? Well, I know he's a big guy, but he doesn't hit a lot of home runs. But certainly today, boy, he is just on it. Look at this pitch right here. Right downtown Central. Got a little bit of that uppercut to it. And I thought that ball was going out too, Barry.
I did too. I thought it went out, but let's see where it hit on the wall. Hit on the white part of the wall. About 1.5 feet from being a home run, but Winterston hit at second base with an easy double.
And with his size, he says, I ain't thinking no stinking triple.
No.
Guys my size do not do triples. We'll do homers and doubles, but forget that 3-bag stuff.
Jose Ortega will try to bring him around, and he drives one to shortstop. Winterston trying to get to third, and he's cut down easily as Hardy gets it to Boyer.
And that's a college mistake. You know, they'll talk to him about that. Any ball hit in front of you on the ground, you have to wait to see the balls through the infield. You can see right here on the replay, this ball's going to be hit right to his right. You got to know where the shortstop is playing, and that's just a fundamentally young mistake. That's all. He'll correct that, though. Kid's got some talent.
So now 2 outs. And Ng going to bat for the first time. Ng, 3-sport high school athlete at Mililani High School in Hawaii. Played baseball, football, ran track. Fastest player on this Torero team. 3-year football player, as we said, in San Diego. They play in a Pioneer League.
You can see he handles the bat well. He's not a guy that's going to, in fact, I don't think, hit a home run this year. But nonetheless, he hit 320. You know, so he can handle himself out there at the plate. Good bunter, good guy to hit and run with. Probably protects the base runner quite a bit.
Florida Atlantic battling Miami. Texas A&M, the #1 seed. How about Minnesota coming back to take the lead after being behind 5-2?
North Carolina.
Tar Heels. It's not a basketball school. It hasn't been a basketball school, has it? That's a winner yesterday, loser today. How about #3 Ohio State battling hometown Auburn, the #1 seed. Georgia Tech, the #1 seed, has already lost. They're out. There's a walk to Ng. Now runners at first and second with 2 out. And Ben Quinto, the batter. Quinto had a seeing eye double back in the 5th inning, just over the bag at third base.
And you know, Quinto with a 219 average this year, they're not. This is the kind of guy you want up there, Barry. Really, you don't want to put this guy on. You want to just make sure that your pitcher's going to throw strikes. Let your infield work. I mean, 3 runs in college baseball is not usually, insurmountable, even late in the game.
Absolutely.
So they're still very much in this game.
I have to start to figure out Tony Perez, though. He was tough. Bounding ball to shortstop. That's handled by Hardy. Goes the short way, and the inning is over. So no runs, a hit, no errors. They leave 2. We go to the top half of the 9th inning. Last chance for the Cats on College Sports Television. College baseball on College Sports Television is brought to you today by Coca-Cola. Let's make it real. Wildcats down to the last 3 outs here as we move to the top of the 9th. Quickly played ball game, just a little over 2 hours and about 10 minutes right now. And Perez is going to come out there. What a game he's at the plate. 3 base hits. Scored a run, had an RBI, went with that pitch really well.
Boy.
And on the mound. Pitched 1 inning, faced 3 batters, got 3 strikeouts. Not bad.
That's the Tony Perez show today.
It really is.
I mean, I'm really impressed with the way he swung the bat and pitched. You can see his makeup right here. Hey, I'm not waiting around. Just right down the middle. Here it comes.
Get up there and throw.
He knows they're going to be taking the pitch to see if they can get ahead of him, and he's just going to throw right down the middle of the plate.
Jeff Van Houten is the batter. That misses a little bit low. Remember, the winner of this will play in our 3rd game tonight. Still to come, game 2 of this triple dip. That's in the winner's bracket. Notre Dame and hometown Cal State Fullerton. Should be a great game.
You see the way Perez approaches this. Van Houten's up there, and he's thinking, you know what? I'm not waiting on you either.
Hit the shortstop. Keeping it in front of him is Quinto. Throws to first. 1 away. We're going to have a pinch hitter here for Arizona, Nick Hundley. As the Cats now down to their final 2 outs. Been a very good season for Arizona. Should they lose this game, they'll finish 35-33, finish 4th in the Pac-10 Conference. Remember, 5 freshmen start for this Arizona team and a couple more sophomores. It's going to be a very good team, not just this year, but down the road.
And here's another freshman here in Hundley.
And remember, Andy Lopez has had great success everywhere he's been. Won the national championship at Pepperdine back in '92. Went on to the University of Florida, was expected to win the College World Series. They wound up 5th that year. Only 7 coaches in America right now have won national championships.
And this is a guy, Andy Lopez. You can tell just in talking to him for a couple of minutes what kind of aura that he puts upon these players and how they think of him. And he's just such a professional. He'd be a great professional manager someday if he wanted to be, I'm sure. And his players have the utmost respect for him.
I think he likes the teaching part. That's a fair ball, and it's going to be at least 2. Around first, and he stutter stepped, and now going into second base is Nick Hundley. Wasn't sure about going, but looked into left field, saw Josh Hansen have a little trouble handling that ball, and then he kept going.
And that run at second base, Barry, means absolutely nothing. Got to concentrate on the hitter and get that guy out.
The hitter is Richard Mercado. Mercado 2 for 3 on the day. Makes a first pitch strike. Perez keeping the ball down, which generally means it'll stay in the ballpark. It's going to be fouled back out of play.
And if you're hitting off Perez, you're thinking, just try to get on base. Of course, if you jack one out, you'd still be a run down. But basically thinking here, get on base and put that tying run at the plate. Maybe we can make something happen. Maybe there'll be a piece of kryptonite on the mound, and he'll give something up.
Oh, 2 pitch went inside.
You can tell by the way Perez is pitching, he really likes that inside corner to the right-handed hitters. He likes to start that ball at the right-hander and let it break back over the inside part of the plate. That's good movement.
Went inside again. Missed ball 2. 2-2. Very similar to what San Diego did last year. They lost in the first round to Arizona State 6-3 in a pretty well-played game. Then they came back in the second day. They beat New Mexico State 2-1, only to play Arizona State again, and they got hammered 11-1. That ball's hit pretty well to left field, but Josh Hansen drifts over about 5 steps to his left, makes the catch, and the Wildcats are down to their last swing.
And he got away with a mistake there. That ball was a hanging curveball that was powdered into left field. If he had got that ball up, he might have had a 1-run game here.
So Jordan Brown, who doubled in his only appearance at the plate as a pinch hitter for Derek Decatur, back in the 7th inning, will try to keep this game alive.
What do you think he's going to give him here, Barry?
I think he's going away. Came inside, Brown promptly hammered it, but right there to make the catch for the final out of the ball game is Ng, and San Diego will go on to play another day, or actually this day. They'll play in our late game tonight against the loser of the next game, which will either be Cal State Fullerton or Notre Dame. But a gutsy win for Rich Hill's Toreros and a tough loss for Andy Lopez's Arizona Wildcats as their season comes to an abrupt end here. They were the number 2 seeds, and the number 4 seeded Toreros will move along. We'll come back, have some final words on this game, and look ahead to our next game right after this. This is college baseball on College Sports Television.
San Diego will play the loser of our next game at approximately 7:30. Our next game coming up features the number 1 seed Cal State Fullerton Titans as the designated visitor team occupying the first base dugout against the number 3 seed Notre Dame Irish occupying the third base dugout as the designated home team. Repeat, Cal State Fullerton will be the visiting team in the first base dugout. Notre Dame will be the designated home team in the third base dugout. Ladies and gentlemen, as soon as we can, we'll let you back in. And don't forget the ticket booth is open for purchases of game tickets and all tournament tickets. And the scoreboard is available for you on a walkway between Ziegler Field and the softball team. If you'd like to find out the scores from yesterday's game and today's game, have it around. Thank you, Zoe.
We welcome you back. 5-2 ball game. The San Diego Toreros beat the number 2 seeds, the Arizona Wildcats, and Steve, it was the Tony Perez show.
It really was, and I'm really impressed with this young man to come in and be able to close a game like that. Like we said before, he had 12 games that he closed during the season. And boy, what a hitter. 3 hits today, hitting the ball center and left field. Really impressive, Mr. Perez.
Comes on, gets the save as well. Just to put the icing on the cake, the big blow of the day, Lucas Wennerston's 2-run homer that gave his team what was a 3-1 lead then. It proved to be insurmountable. 5-2 the final score. 5 runs, 11 hits. No errors for San Diego. 2 runs on 9 hits and a couple of errors, both costly, incidentally, for the Arizona Wildcats. Still to come, Game 2 coming up here. It's in the winner's bracket between Notre Dame and the hometown California State Fullerton Titans. Randy Rosenblum and Jerry Kendall come along. Tell you about that. We'll jump off the track, and we'll be back with you this evening. For my partner, Steve Sachs, I'm Barry Tompkins. Triple header here. Thanks for watching on College Sports Television.